The Cold War begins after World War II. Europe is divided, with the US and the Soviet Union now locked in a global rivalry. An Iron Curtain separates the West, under US influence, from the Communist East, controlled by the Soviet Union. In 1948, the Soviets blockaded Berlin, but the West responds with the Berlin airlift, supplying the city with food and fuel from the sky. 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis. The Soviet Union places missiles in Cuba, bringing the world to the brink of nuclear war. Vietnam becomes a proxy battleground. The US fights to stop communism from spreading, while the Soviet Union supports North Vietnam. Despite the tension, the US and the Soviet Union briefly cooperate in space, culminating in the historic Apollo-Soyuz mission of 1972. 1979, the Soviet Union invades Afghanistan, fighting another proxy war, while the US backs Afghan rebels with weapons and funding. In the 1980s, Soviet leader Mikhail Gorbachev introduces reforms like glasnost and perestroika, signaling change and the beginning of the end. 1989, the Berlin Wall falls, symbolizing the collapse of Soviet control over Eastern Europe, a pivotal moment in the Cold War's conclusion. In 1991, the Soviet Union dissolves, marking the end of the Cold War. The US emerges as the world's sole superpower, but the Cold War's legacy endures. Though the Cold War officially ended with the fall of the Soviet Union, its legacy continues to influence global politics, military alliances, and international relations, shaping the way nations interact with one another in today's world.